Hey guys, happy Monday. Josh and Justin here with RotoPros. We have a nice slate tonight. Not your typical 10-game slate. Hold on, we have no viewers actually. Let me wait a minute till someone actually gets here. Hey Justin, you mind tweeting this?
Yeah, let me pull it up on YouTube and then I'll put it on Twitter on here.
I'll tell Harris and do it right now too. Sorry, I don't think anyone's here yet, so we're okay. We have some viewers. We got one. That's good enough to start for me. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Josh and Justin here. Happy Monday. We got a couple now. Cool. So we're here to break down tonight's NBA slate, rotopros.com. We got a nice free month membership going on. The community's really growing. This constant banter. We got guys that are covering PGA, NASCAR is starting very soon, NBA, of course. We got the Super Bowl on Sunday. It's a good time. Soccer's back this week. It's a good time in the sports world, and it's definitely a good time in DFS. How are we doing, Justin? How are you?
Doing good, man. It was a good weekend. It's nice to be back on a Monday. We have a like 5-game slate, which is not too bad. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go wrong, but there's a lot of ways you can go right too. So we're here to help go in the right direction.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah, I mean, he's not to scare you guys out there, but it's true. It's easy to make a left turn and mess those DFS lineups out. Look, it happens to me all the time. Trust me, I'm better at giving advice than I actually am at playing DFS. I promise you. But anyway, let's start. I digress. Justin and I like to go position by position. We talk about cash plays, GPP plays, guys we like for both. And so we'll dive right in. Point guards tonight. Who you got, Justin? FanDuel.
So there's a few ways you can go tonight. Tonight you can go you can spend up or you can pay down. And I really think the cash way to go is to spend down. I mean, there's a lot of value. Kyrie Irving's out. So, we have Terry Rozier for value. I mean, he's 4,500 on FanDuel. I mean, we Spencer Dinwiddie's still out, so that puts in play Shabazz Napier. I mean, he's only 4,900. Someone, surprisingly, that has been very surprising to me because I've always hated rostering him on for DFS purposes is Pat Beverly for the Clippers, but he has an elite matchup versus Atlanta, who's just terrible. Yeah, I mean, so he's actually been putting up some good numbers, not fully consistent, but got over 40 points, fantasy points last night. But I mean, another guy I like with the injury, in New York is Trey Burke. New York it's hard to trust them and their minutes and everything, but it seems to like Fizdale seems to like Trey Burke, and he's 4,500, so has plenty of possibility to reach value and exceed it.
Well, yeah, I mean, Frank Ntilikina's out and Moutier's out, so Burke's really the only true point guard in New York tonight. Even though Fizdale is crazy with his minutes, there's not many other people that can run the point. I'm sure Dotson will get a look, and Hardaway will probably just naturally look to assist a little bit more than usual, play make. But yeah, Trey Burke's the guy. He'll be very popular tonight in cash and GPP. He's 4,200 on DraftKings. It's kind of a very good night for cheap guards. Terry Rozier will be 10 million % owned tonight for good reason. He's going against the Nets, who've been just trying to outscore their competition in order to win games. So should be a lot of points in that one. I also like Al Horford, but we'll get to him later. You said Pat Beverly. I agree. I wrote him up earlier. He's going to start. Gallinari's still out. Trae Young is, a very below average defender. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as well is another guy I'm looking at in that game. He's 3,800 on DraftKings, way too cheap. One guy also we haven't spoken about is Aaron Holiday. He's getting a bump in minutes and usage since Oladipo's gone down. He's got a matchup with the Warriors tonight. He's only 3,300. He's not a cash viable option, but he's someone who I like throwing into a GPP. But for cash, it's pretty simple. There'll be a lot of Rozier, a lot of Trey Burke at point guard tonight. And then some of the higher end guys would be like Kemba Walker. he's not everyone's favorite option, especially when he's priced up to 8,900. But this guy's having one of his best career years. He's starting for the East at point next to Kyrie. So I guess not at point, at guard. But yeah, it's a good night for guards. Brad Wanamaker is probably my last little GPP name I'll throw out there. He gets a little bump as well when Kyrie's out. Obviously, Rozier will get the start, but if this one gets out of hand, as it is in Boston, and the Celtics blow the Nets out, which isn't a lock, but could certainly happen, someone like Wanamaker is who I would see getting just running the second team offense tonight against the Nets.
Yeah, and I mean, he's super cheap. He's 3,600 on FanDuel, and has some upside if he gets the run.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, again, it's a GPP play, but, for cash, think more, Conley, Lou Williams type guys on the high end, and then bump it down. Me personally, I like Trey Burke, Terry Rozier. I think they'll be very highly owned guys with the Clipper guards. And at least for DraftKings, a lot of those guys are point guard, shooting guard eligible. So it's pretty much the same advice for me at shooting guard, with the exception of some high-end guys that I'll get into later. But who are you targeting at the 2 on FanDuel, Justin?
So on FanDuel, I really do like okay, so we just got where Burke's starting, so that's good. If for those rostering him. But anyways, I do like Jaylen Brown. I think so. Last game he had versus the Nets, like, he went off, and he's super cheap. He's 4,500. Without Kyrie out, I think he's gonna be the fifth man for them tonight. Because I usually in this spot would go to Gordon Hayward, but Gordon Hayward's just been very disappointing lately. It doesn't seem like he really is playing aggressively or anything. And Jaylen Brown, watching him play, he's such an aggressive player, and he gets to the ball. He likes taking shots, so it's good for fantasy purposes. So I do like Jaylen Brown. Again, this is one of those positions where I'm not too. I mean, on FanDuel, the highest position is D'Angelo Russell. And he's 8,400, but in this matchup, probably is going to get Marcus Smart defense. I'm not as high on him. Klay Thompson, it's going to be interesting with Draymond Green out tonight, seeing how the full usage goes with Boogie playing and who they get starting at the power forward position. But
they're starting Jordan Bell, they just said.
Oh, Jordan Bell? Okay. Klay Thompson with no Victor Oladipo, I don't fully mind because Tyreek Evans is out tonight too, so I don't think they'll have too great of a defense at the 2 position. But I mean, we'll see. But anyways, Lou Williams is in a good spot. He's 7,100. It's Atlanta. I mean, they're almost last in every category in defensive versus position, so it's just you can really attack them anywhere. But I mean, the last guy I'm going to kind of talk about specifically here that I mentioned earlier in our chat, he's not my favorite to play ever, but he's been trending up and is very cheap. So, I'll give him a shout. Is Avery Bradley. He's 3,900. It's Atlanta. They're last in defensive position. Yeah. So, I mean, I like him. He's been playing he hasn't been playing scared like he usually does. I mean,
again, he looks like he's finding his natural movement and stuff.
Exactly, and he's got a good defense as well. So I don't mind playing him at all, especially on FanDuel for a cheap price.
I like that call a lot. I think that's a really good, more GPP play. But honestly, you can make the argument he's good for cash too. He should have upwards of 35 minutes tonight. He's 3,700 on DraftKings. The opportunity's there. He's never going to drop 25 points and things like that, or maybe. But he's a defensive guy. He's going to get a lot of steals, and I think as he gets healthier, his numbers will get better. I have a little bit of interest in Shabazz Napier with Dinwiddie still out. He's 4,600, so he's getting up there. And the matchup's tough in Boston, but we'll see. It's a good GPP option. It's a 5-game slate. It's good to be different. And the whole world is going to have Terry Rozier and Trey Burke tonight. That's going to be probably the most highly owned 1-2 combo on DraftKings for cash.
A guy forgot to mention that I feel like you'll hate or love it. But Alonzo Trier without the point guards, I think he's going to get some more run. And he has the upside. He's a little bit pricier. He's 5,300 on FanDuel, but for GPPs, I mean, with this matchup with the injuries, he might get the minutes.
Yeah, totally. He's a guy that he had a huge game against Houston, then he's kind of like gotten a little quieter. So people are probably recency bias will have his ownership down a little bit. So I like it. He's a little pricey, 5,300 on DraftKings, but he's capable of big things, and his injuries tonight. So he could be one of the guys to step off and facilitate a little bit more.
Right.
And then Steph Curry as well. Like we both said, Draymond's out, so there's a little bit more usage. Boogie's not up to full minutes load yet for Golden State, so there'll be a little bit of extra usage to go around for Curry, Clay, and Evan to play with tonight. Let's move over to small forwards. For me, for DraftKings, expensively, as we just talked about, Kevin Durant will be someone that's probably my preferred high-end option. I do like Tobias Harris. He's someone we've been talking about with Gallinari out, although his price is getting up there. So if there's any sort of blowout in the Atlanta game, he should, he won't necessarily hit value. Jason Tatum is another guy that you look to with Kyrie out. Taurean Prince, I think his price was around $7K when he was healthy before he got injured. So 5,400 back to his full minutes load. The opportunities there with him. Who else are you looking to at the small forward tonight for fan?
So you mentioned Kevin Durant. I really like Kevin Durant. He's in a good matchup with. I mean, not the best matchup because the Pacers are a pretty good defensive team, but it's Kevin Durant with no Draymond Green. I think he's going to get he gets a usage bump. I think he's going to get some more, just minutes to do a lot of work. And I mean, I like Kevin Durant. I like Tobias Harris with no Danilo Gallinari. I think he's going to, and especially for his price, 7,800. That's an easy lock for me. He's going to be well owned, I believe. You can. I mentioned him a little bit earlier. You can go Gordon Hayward. He's just. I just don't really trust him as much. With
sorry, just for the guy asking, Jordan Bell is starting for Draymond tonight. Someone was asking in our chat.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, that I like that. Jordan Bell's he's an aggressive player. He likes being on the floor, especially starting. So. Another guy I like, he's only 4,800 still, is Gary Harris. He's, with Jamal Murray out, I think Gary Harris, gets a little bit of a usage bump and is pretty cheap. So he's in a good position. But other than that, small forward's fairly thin for the guys that I like.
Yeah, I'll be paying up at small forward. At least, nothing. There's not many guys below 4K that I'm interested in. MKG is interesting. He's from the tri-state area. I think he's from New Jersey. So whenever he goes to that, New York, I like 3,900. So, Marcus Morris is one other guy too that, Kyrie out, the usage gets up a little bit. But that's it. Dotson, I guess, last guy, he's pretty cheap. So Hardaway, the Knicks. But again, we've spoken about this in the chat. The Knicks are actively tanking, so it's kind of not worth it to mess with them because I don't even think Fizdale knows what he's going to do on any given night.
Right.
All right, cool. Moving over to the 4, Kevin Durant again, probably the best high-end option for me. Tobias Harris, same thing. We just talked about it. DeMarcus Cousins, his minutes should still be bumped up, so I would imagine he's a little under 30 tonight, so he's getting close. So Boogie's a great play. I mean, he's 6,500. We know he's someone that'll be close to 10K when he's fully healthy. So take advantage of him while you can. Let's see what happens. Al Horford, I mentioned him earlier. Anyone going against any big going against the Nets is just like almost a lock for me. But then also with the extra usage, sounds good. Jordan Bell will be a very popular cheap guy with being named the starter now, especially in cash. Who else are you looking at?
I mean, Jordan Bell's min price on FanDuel, so he's definitely, now that he's for sure starting, that's someone to look at. Yeah, so I like him. I like Montrezl Harrell. He's in a great matchup versus Atlanta. John Collins is it's a little pricey for me. I mean, he's 8,300. He definitely has the upside, but I'd rather someone with a just really nice ceiling for 8,300, especially when I want to pay up elsewhere. I do like Noah Vonleh. We're talking about the Knicks again, but he's been starting at center lately because Fizdale hates Cantor.
He's your boy. You love Vonleh.
Yeah, I do. But he's been consistent.
Yeah, I
I mean,
agree. Every time you've been like specifically pointing him out to me, he's actually done very well. So
yeah. So I mean, yeah, it was a couple nights ago. He did really well. So Noah Vonleh is someone I will mention again. And it's just in because he's been in this position, especially in versus the Hornets, who really just aren't that good defensively versus the bigs. But I mean, other than that, let's see.
I
Marcus
like
Morris.
Sabonis. I think he always flies under the radar for some reason, and his price was up for a little while. So people were off him, but his price went down a little bit again. Manolo Depot came back, and he was back for a few weeks, and his price started to go down. So I think Sabonis is someone who now with Oladipo out for the year, his price is going to end up being between 7 and 8K. So I think catching Sabonis over the next couple weeks, maybe call it like 7 to 10 days, is going to be when you catch him trending up. But especially right now in a game against the Warriors that, he's blowout proof, of course. So you get that upside. His ownership will be under 10%. I guarantee that in cash and GPP. I like the bonus. 6,600. So he's not like I'm saying he's going to go for 12x, but I like him.
No, and he gets the minutes, and I mean he has the usage. Like he likes to play a lot. If they keep this game, pretty close, which I think they will. I think
he'll chance of keeping for winning. He needs to, he'll be dominating off the bench and scoring.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean those are really there's not. I mean Jason Tatum is someone to mention because of what he did last time to the Nets. So, but other than that, I think, yeah, those are really the guys that I'm liking. Thaddeus Young, maybe with Green out, but his price is inflating a little bit. So,
I like Montrezl Harrell too.
Yeah, no, he's in a great matchup, and I think has a lot of potential tonight.
He's been en fuego.
Yeah.
Over to center. Who you like at center tonight?
So we got Nikola Jokic is 11-4 on FanDuel, but last time let's see,
Big Serb.
Yeah, the big Serb. Last time he played Memphis, he had over 50 points, and Jamal Murray's out tonight, so that gives usage to Jokic.
I have a theory that when people like Jokic, these big, I say big, I literally mean big men in particular, from Eastern Europe match up against other European big men, they go extra hard.
So, yeah, I like that. I like that call.
Look out for it when he goes against Nurkic, when he goes against Gasol. There's one or two other guys I'm blanking on right now, but I mean, Doncic isn't a big guy, but he goes hard when he plays Jokic. So.
Yeah, no, I like him. I like him for cash and tournaments tonight. Al Horford's another guy. I know you like Al Horford. He's in a good position. He's 6,900 on FanDuel. Jarrett Allen for some reason went nuts versus Boston last time, but I don't really like playing a lot of bigs versus Al Horford. So we'll see. Dwayne Dedmon's price is inflated a little bit. He's 6,300 now, but he has a good matchup versus the Clippers. I mean, those are some of the main guys I'm looking at, and then yeah, you got Jordan Bell and everything. So we'll see. But I mean, I think it's a good night to pay up in this position.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Willie Hernan Gomez in the revenge spot of the night.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a good catch.
He's only going to get like 17, 20 minutes, so I'm not actually serious. But hey, throw him into GPP. Why not? I like Horford and Cousins for the mid-range guys. Jokic is the most expensive. He could be our high scorer of the evening. And then little John Collins, GPP, John Collins, Tobias Harris. He's not a center, but, at the 4. He is like a nice GPP 8K big man. But yeah, I mean that's good. So who's your lock of the night? Let's do one lock of the night each.
Oh man, my lock of
the person who you think is the closest to like 6x at least.
The closest to sit. I mean, there's a few of them, and I don't want to in this position. I don't want to go super chalky. But But the guy that I think I'm gonna call for at least 6x is Avery Bradley. I like him. I'm gonna.
Actually, I hope our viewers appreciate that. That's like a low owned, that's not something people are writing up about either right now. So that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, going off the board, instead of going with your chalk Terry Rozier or Jaylen Brown or Tobias Harris or Hurrell or Burke, any of them, like I think I'm gonna go with Avery Bradley for my lock tonight.
Love it. I mean, I'm gonna follow your lead and go a little bit off the trail and go Aaron Holiday on the Pacers.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think those are some good even cash viable GPP plays that have some upside tonight.
Exactly. And on a night like this where you just, there's 5 games or whatever, and the whole world is taking one path, AKA Rozier, the Celtics guys, there's some value in going the complete other path. So let's see what happens. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. RotoPros.com. We got a free month right now. We got some good things going on. A lot of growth, a lot of customers, a lot of new people in our community. And we're only getting better. So we'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good night.
Yeah, good luck tonight, guys.